Rich man, I feel it too. Lord is nearer than he must be nearer than altogether. It is of the weakest of the strongest of the strong shall see the weak heart shall take us through the If you have strong faith, you will stay alive. If you live with love, you shall survive. Things and times are rough. Don't it get so tough? We never get enough. The Lord is nearer than. The Lord is nearer than. Yes, He must be nearer than. Things and times are rough. Got to get so tough. We never get enough. The Lord is nearer than. He must be nearer than. Now, what we are gonna do? Money can't help you. Rich man, I feel it too. The Lord is nearer than. He must be nearer than. Oh yeah, this is the strongest of the strong shall see the weak heart shall take us. If you have strong faith, you will stay alive. If you live with love, you shall survive. If you have strong faith, you must stay alive.
Greetings. Greetings. We're there with you. Greetings. Yes, we're there with you. Yeah, things and times, 3 minutes past 6. Yeah, we are look upon time. Time is the master. Time can surely be disaster, and time is everything. You know, without time, wow. And time is a lesson learned. You know what I mean? Both time we start learning. Africa.
that, yeah.
Yes. Reminisce.
Universal acceptance of the plant. We don't deal with partial acceptance of Rastafari, and that is what Babylon are come with now. They want to accept parts of the plant, and you don't do that. Because you don't accept part of the mango tree. You have the whole mango tree growing in your yard. All when the mango not bear upon it, you have the tree. See? So you're not going to just say, alright, give me the mango and cut down the tree. And then if we see with no other part of the tree, it wrong. No. Love the plant. Love herb. You get what I'm saying? Them come in medicinal marijuana for single out parts and aspects of the plant that them want to use. And that is all of that have economical origins. Which means a man knows say this part of the plant can make money from me. The rest of it can't make money from me, so the rest of it bad. No. All of the plant good, brethren. All down to the root.
Yeah.
See, these are information that people want to give us because, hold on. Yes, my sister. Yeah, put the Skype on. Huh?
I don't have Skype.
Download it.
Oh, that's long.
No, it isn't. It happened quick, and then just give it a name and give it to me.
Yeah, I'll do it later because I don't have access to the. I don't know. I think you've got to do it through iTunes. I don't know. I'm so complicated on this phone. My password. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
He these phones, so it keeps coming up with one big password, and he doesn't know what the password is for
okay.
iPhone.
All right.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
We're telling people up the road and the one them downtown. The general come round, string up your big bad sound. Nothing never come down, go. Never. I know me alone, go. Burning like a fire. The general come round.
Oh Lord, like father, like son, the general a pass through. Give me little space, make me dolly pass you. I'm in afraid figure grab up the mic and slow. Come steaming up like a ital stroke. General, you want see a general, you know. First class DJ, my well phenomenon. I'm a ram up when they dance with microphone in a me hand. But if a real general, Selassie, you're the only one I listen. I conquering lion, I'm from the land of King Solomon. Reign and rule over Ethiopian. Reign with the living now, cause the covenant more than the dwellings of Jacob and Abraham. So the Lord God love it, holy Mount Zion. From Queen of Sheba comes David second. Don't notify the Vatican and
We tell the people up the road and the one them downtown. The general come round, string up your big bad sound.
See? Hi, boy. Yes, people, me I tell you, my sister try a thing, so we are going to try something, little more. Yes, time. So we have to send condolences, because me is a basketball man, work with the children, them and mentoring and developing them their skills and develop their talent and ship them off to the universities over the pond for years. But one of the greats, you know, young man, Kobe Bryant, lost him life, you know. Him and one of his daughters and several other people on a helicopter. Yeah, I mean, international news. So, yeah, you know, I mean, life, we feel it every time because we go through these things. And it's something that you can't stop, you know what I mean? And this was an accident, you see? allegedly, you know, because the conspiracy thing I got start, but it's a helicopter crash or something with a helicopter. And the way the people them wicked already, people that start throw aspersions at the man. And even a black man I try a thing too, I try say something. It's sad how people behaves, you know. So we just pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide his family, his wife and his children and the rest of his family strong and keep them right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you can see a hooligan mentality and a racist mentality and a bigotry mentality start show them tongue and writing things and going on facts. Could you imagine? You know, and talk. You can't imagine because that's what they do. Yeah, so we will stand to attention, which we did on Monday, you know, but we will stand to attention in relation to that brother and his daughter and the rest of the people them, because his inspiration is not just the sport, but how him get there, you know, how him get there. He was outside in Europe, his father sent him, raise him there, educate him there, and speak several of these European languages, and then bring him back. And him never stay in Philadelphia, when parents them live and come from. Him go LA. So that's been a thing throughout the years, but in relation to his development, them did it a different way, you know. So persons like me and Joe White and others and Jimmy Rogers and all these greats over here in basketball, we paid close attention to that development and we honored them because they did something completely different. You understand? Academically and, you know, yeah. So, yeah. So we are going to, and we are going to talk about time, you know, and we are going to remember not to forget, but I shouldn't be saying remember, we are going to pay a tribute as the item pay a tribute to Junior Byles, and we are do that long time still, you know, because, we never forget them icons there, never, and we will not. You understand? It's the people them who live mourn them. You understand? That discredit things and still don't understand the social science. So here we go now down that, Orange Street. Think we're joking.
Here comes Orange Street Shuffle. Start to make it swing along the way. Start to make it get the groove on down the road. Leave it out, and you could never give it up. Till you got to work your show. Till you got to be on the go. Baby, you didn't see it down, you never know. It's all to keep it rocking. Baby's on the shop.
Yeah, man. Orange Street, listen.
Here comes Orange Street Shuffle. Start to make it swing along the way. Start to make it get the groove on down the road. Leave it out, and you could never give it up. Till you got to work your show. Till you got to be on the go. Baby, you didn't see it down, you never know. It's all to keep it rocking. Baby's on the shop. Musical sound called Orange Street Shuffle. Sound of niggas swing along the way. Same brother, sister, we got the pep, you got to watch your step. Musical sound called the Orange Street Shuffle. Sound of flick together the group on down the road. You can hear I tell you. See, I'll never compete. Baby, see you gotta come on down and work your show. See you gotta be on the go. Sit down and never know. Orange Street Shuffle. Live the life you love, love the life you live. While everything you got the mind to give. And you can sing along the way. Baby, you could hear I tell you. See you never come here. See you just gotta tell you. When the tigers stop the mother's back on the track. Baby, I will never turn my back. So the niggas tell the trap. But when your tigers stop, you could have bleed back. Live it up. And you could never get yourself. Donald shot kid. Baby, you gotta keep on rocking. Son of niggas swing along the way, no matter what the neighbors say. Son of niggas be on the go tell you. See you never compete. Keep on coming to the door, cause I wanna see your face some more.
God bless no man curse. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon.
We have come a long way, still got a long way to go. Though the road may be rough and the going gets tough.
Poor people today have lost and can't find the way. Too much separation, exploitation day to day. Black people, it's time to realize. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon.
That is the right way, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is the right way. We have come a long way, still got a long way to go. All the fussing and the fighting, Jehovah will help us, I know.
Poor people today have lost and can't find the way. Too much separation, exploitation day to day. Black people, it's time to realize. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. I'm alright. I'm okay. You know that I will. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. Chant down Babylon. Poor people today have lost and can't find the way. Too much separation, exploitation day to day. Black people, it's time to realize. The Chanton Babylon, Chanton Babylon, Chanton Babylon, Chanton Babylon, right now, Chanton Babylon, Chanton Babylon, Chanton Babylon.
It sound like Sufferer, you know? Yeah, man. Metro. Say Junior Junior Boys, yeah. Can't understand him no make no money out of these things. Serious something. Serious. Serious. That one there so full up England, you know. There was not a blues, there was not a party, there was anything that can play, he had to play. And the man suffer, no eat no food. What? Problems, time.
Your daddy say you shouldn't play with me. But it's alright, girl love. Now that I'm a driller, your daddy say you shouldn't play with me. The sun is shining, the breeze is blowing too, and all I've got inside is lots of love for you. It's true, girl, love. Now that I'm a driller, your daddy say you shouldn't play with me. Still it's alright, girl, love. Now that I'm a driller, your daddy say you shouldn't play with me. He's a rum man, he is a walking dead. I am a living man who's got lots of plans. It's true, girl, love. Two roads before you, which one will be your choice?
Choose one.
I really want to know now, girl, love. Your father is a pork chop, and he don't want you dealing with me. Still is alright. Thank you for the letter. You made me feel better. Deep-top-toe, that's the way it's gonna go now. Girl, love, two roads before you. Which one will be your choice? Really wanna know now. Girl, love, your father is a pork chop. He don't want you dealing with me. Girl, love,
Enough pounds made, man.
two roads before you.
Pre-release was £1.
Which one will be your choice? Really wanna know now.
Birmingham, Leicester, Derby, Nottingham, Bristol, Leeds, Bradford, Manchester, and London. I tell you, records sell enough. I tell you, man, we don't know what people do to other people, you know. Wicked.
Remember me when you reach Mount Zion.
And there's not a session that the sound supposed to be good and never play this. I tell you. What name? Lord David. Yes. Sufferer. Jesus. Come on, man. Lord Coes.
Remember me when you reach Mount Zion. Remember me when you reach on the other side. For I will.
Neville the Enchanter, Sir Biggs, Duke Reed, every Sunday night, Bluesville. Man supposed to have money. Man never get money. I tell you.
Remember me when you reach Mount Zion. Remember me when you reach on the other side.
Them not remember you, man.
For I will praise him with all my heart and soul.
Oh, Stafford, Mafia Tone. May I tell you? Yes.
Remember me when you reach Mount Zion. Remember me when you reach on the other side. For I will praise him with all my heart and soul. For in him is the fountain of life. And in this life we shall all unite. How excellent is
Mr.
thy
Junior.
loving kindness. The words of Jah are true.
Teach.
Truly I say unto you,
And the people that deny you.
fret not thyself of evildoers,
And that them is.
neither the workers of house iniquity.
What a sinner.
First night I went to my rest, I had a vision. Mighty archangel stood right there before me. Hear
Time.
what they say, coming for to carry us away. That's what they say, coming for to carry us away.
Instruments.
Remember me when you reach Mount Zion. Remember me when you reach on the other side. For I will praise him with all my heart and soul. For in him is the fountain of life. And in this life we shall all unite. How excellent is thy loving kindness. The words of Jah are true. Truly I say unto you, the words of Jah are true. Truly I say unto you, remember me when you reach Mount Zion. Remember me when you reach on the other side.
See, at that, you know, remembering me? Yeah, boy, what a sad situation. Mr. Junior Boys. Ah. And this one I released up at Birmingham, you know. Yeah. Where the money there?
Sometimes when I'm looking over Jordan, do you know what I see?
And all them tune there mixed by Lee Perry. You know. See? I better pronounce it better than that, you know. Engineered. It couldn't be a party, christening, wedding, any form of celebration. Eh? Yeah, inside and outside the dance hall. Hey, Star, with the money then.
What does he take?
come to the payoff. Now we come to the payoff.
This one coming straight from out of the dancer. This one coming straight from out of the dancer.
Now we come to the payoff. Now we come to the payoff.
This one coming straight from out of the dancer. This one coming straight from out of the dancer. This one coming straight from out of the dancer. This one coming straight from out of the dancer.
Say me no like them kind of Babylon. Say me no dig them kind of wicked men. For I'm a righteous Rasta man, and I am a dread one-eye man. I and I going beat down Babylon. I and I going beat down Babylon. I and I must whip them wicked men. I and I must whip them wicked men. Oh, what a wicked situation. I and I starving. This might cause a revolution and a dangerous pollution. I and I going beat down Babylon. I and I must beat down Babylon. I and I going whip them wicked men. I and I going beat down Babylon. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Whip them, Lord, whip them, Lord, whip them, Lord, whip them, Lord. Oh, what a wicked situation. I and I dying for salvation. This may cause a revolution and a dangerous pollution. I and I must be down Babylon. I and I going be down Babylon. I and I must be down Babylon. I and I must whip them wicked men. Wicked. Them, Lord, them, Lord, them, Lord.
Come to the payoff. Now we come to the payoff.
This one coming straight from out of the dancer. This one coming straight from out of the dancer.
I need a roof over my head.
Junior,
I need a roof over my head.
yes. 1975. And Junior was leading the pack. You understand? Pre-release and release. And the Mighty Diamonds, don't forget.
This one coming straight from out of the dancer. This one coming straight from out of the dancer.
Remember when the round six man say, time I go train, yeah. Every gully I go run away. Even man.
Food.
This one coming straight from out of the dancer. This one coming straight from out of the dancer.
Who me?
You seeks of only vanity and no love for humanity shall fade away.
Now we come to the payoff. Now we come to the payoff.
This one coming straight from out of the dancer. This one coming straight from out of the dancer.
Izumi.
You seeks of only vanity and no love for humanity shall fade away. taken away.
Now this is an anthem. Now this is an anthem.
He who seeks of only vanity and no love for humanity shall fade away, fade away. He who checks for only wealth and not for his physical health shall fade away, fade away. Though some believe in diamonds and pearl and feel like they're on top of the world, they shall fade away. Hear what I say. The rich is getting richer every day, and the little that the poor man got, it shall be taken away. Do you hear what I say? Yeah, hear what I
See, that's gonna happen. You understand? For all them people there. You see? You're up today, you're down tomorrow, and you walk upon the people them who down already. You not see.
Marcus Garvey say they woulda never know themselves until them back against the wall. And him say woulda never see themselves until them back against the wall. Tell them say, they say good morning, Mr. Right, me now wrong for you. Go away there, Mr. Wicked Man, what do you? Good morning, Mr. Right, me now wrong for you. Say go away there, Mr. Wicked Man, what do you? Every rise of the morning sun, you find another one just dead by the gun. I sing on every way till the evening come, and still another half of the work not done. I want you go take me to this beautiful land. Said I want you take me to this beautiful land. Show me love where all my people could understand. Show them love and grace in one harmony. Tell me, say my ten, they want to take them in a land of love. Taking all my people to the land of flow. Say go away there, Mr. Wicked Man, how do you? Good morning, Mr. Right, me no wrong for you. Hey, good morning, Mr. Right, me no wrong for you. Go away there, Mr. Wicked Man, how do you? Say you teach them to love, no, you teach them to hate. Now I find they want to try to underrate. Say go away there, Mr. Wicked Man, how do you? Me say go away, Mr. Wicked Man, how you they gone? When you come, so you come so. Can in the morning you gone, so you come so. Can every time you say me go, so you go so. I'm like your man when me do, so you do so. You say me say wickedness are evil. Come on, me say throw away your evil. Come on, me say flee from the wrath to come apart and depart from evil and do good. You're saying you're wise, but you're not acting smart. All you're trying to do is only break your own heart. Say, go away there, Mr. Wicked Man, how do you? Good way there, Mr. Wicked Man, I like how you gone. Good morning, Mr. Right, me no wrong for you. Good way there, Mr. Wicked Man, how do you? Say, good morning, Mr. Right, me no wrong for you. Go away there, Mr. Wicked Man, how do you? Cause every rise of the morning sun, you find another one just shot by the gun. And still aside them wait till the evening come. I know I find that half of the work not done. You see some standing on the corner when you pass them by. Standing on the corner, say them fight you for right. Say good morning, Mr. Right, me no wrong for you. I'll go away there, Mr. Evil Man, how do you? Cause a white lie is a bad lie. And so I tell you about a real true black lie. Alright, if I did a true-hearted one, who ought to be a true-hearted and true-hearted, true liberty. Good way there, Mr. Baby, good way from there. Good way there, Mr. Come from me, say go away there, Missa. Come and say go away there, Missa. Baby, call you cut away. Go away there, go away there, go away, go away. You know like you're gone, go away, go on and go on and go away.
Yes, you see, I don't think they will deal with. You can't stop with when we want to talk. We talk through the music and the lyrics from the music. Yes, time. We are the people them that suffer throughout time and memorial. We suffer slavery. Our grandparents and our foreparents them were captives by Europeans and brought into European lands and South American lands and worked like cattle for these people. And them don't farm any alliance to remember we and the most despicable things that their ancestors have done to us. And they have profited financially, money from us. And then them conduct so much experiments in Namibia on us. Europeans, especially the Germans. And there were thousands. And some people said hundreds of thousands. Because the whole area, country, was more or less depleted by these Europeans, led by Germans, in the eugenics and other form of chemical, biological experiments. That's one side of the flip. But the millions that did not surrender, I did not accept, I did not voluntarily give themselves up to European hostility and captured by Europeans and taken away from them land, from them family, from their native gene and their morals understanding, ethical understanding, geological understanding, and was forced to do everything and lost identity, lost language, lost faith, belief, lost everything. Why don't the world speak of the atrocities that's inflicted on African black people? And why doesn't black people insist, and the Africans them insist? There's a problem we have, serious problem. We, the children of the slaves in the diaspora, we're forgotten. And what hurts us most is to acknowledge the colonial bosses paying tributes to others, and even their own nation disregarding the hundreds of thousands of their people that died in a war. I tell you, it's a serious thing. So racism towards the black man, towards the African man, is not considered. It's trivialized. It's not considered. So throughout the journey of time, what is new? How is it that Africa don't have sovereignty? How is it that Britain can dictate to the 52 when them feel like it. There's a rush for Africa again. A serious rush for Africa again. And what we witnessed last week was the power of Britain, the colonial chief, requesting the presence of our leaders. Now you know that these things been arranged in advance. And I just, hey, come to England. We need to have a conversation with you. No, these things has been arranged over a period of time. And them have to come. So you see, when we dip on the other station, we ask, what is this Commonwealth business, this Commonwealth institution all about? And when you look upon any other nations or any other country on this earth, you find said the people of color is under control by the Caucasians. Whether it's France, England, America, Germany, you know, these are the ringleaders, you know. Yeah. These are the ringleaders. So you see, when we there in their country and the way them treat us, we need to look outside and find out what it is that's actually happening, because these are signals they're sending to our motherland, you know, to show how powerful they really are. And if it hasn't had an adverse effect on our people, then why isn't it that they have not taken all the actions that's happened to us and continue to happen to us, to the Human Rights League and to the World Criminal Court and to the United Nations? I mean, and then we sit down and we watch, those of us who have television, and see that since David Lammy spoke about these charities and misusing of Africa, it has changed. It's got new faces. Everything's remained the same, but just new faces. And the pedophilia that's European is being propagated against the continent, saying that they're helping children, young girls, even boys, that's being molested. And the ones they show is like 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. You know, it comes on about 8, you know, 7:38, boarding these times, and it really reaches you. And it's all about helping to stop these things and to aid them and to bring them into the shores of Europe. Wow. But in Gambia, where the European have ceased use Gambia, are using Gambia, the way them use Singapore and Indonesia and these places. No one is speaking. And these are Caucasians. Time. By the token of time, through the ages, verily man is in loss. Loss. But true to this time, we need to look and see exactly what is it that our African leadership are really representing or doing. Because I tend to feel that we have this affinity where there's no serious affinity for us. I'm telling you. And true, those who talk Garvey have not kept that torch blazing, not a light, blazing. We're going to have, and it seems like, start all over again. Because you see, transition is a serious thing. Now you have to look at how long Marcus Garvey has left this earth as a life, a living organ. And what has been put into place of that which was required in going to Africa, and what is being accomplished. So we look at where we are. In all these years, in all those years, and where some of us still want to be in all these years. And instead of a slope, a hill, we have mountains to climb. And we've been disrespected. We're constantly disrespected and disregarded. We're talking about reparation. We're not dealing with repatriation among ourselves. We don't see our Black Star Liners, because the least of that goal should have been that the Black Starliners were activated. So that momentum, that vision, that aspiration, that desire would have found itself roots, firm, solid roots, and our children, we would have jettisoned. Our children now with our grandchildren would have jettisoned. And we would have been have structuralized a table that require our own people's attention. We're nowhere near any of that. And time waits for no one. It's what we do with time, because you can't grab it. It's so we exercise, every human being, creatures, animals, exercise ourselves in this duration which I am calling time. And everyone knows that it's a thing called time. But one thing I think we fail to recognize is you cannot stop time like on the clock. You can't stop it. You can't rewind time. You have to be on time by being dutiful. And you have to develop a collective, orchestrate. And we've missed time. We don't play catch up. We deal with a lot of admirations. We can figure out what others have done or are doing, and not what the hell we are doing and haven't done. It's a strange thing, strange things that happens with us. And it's all about that education, that theological education, that misinterpretations of education, that misunderstanding of education, but then that lenience of that which we agree with, because it makes us feel all right, because many of us achieve something. Yeah, we achieve something. And that's self-gratification. And outside of that, we do nothing. So where do we give our allegiance to? That's why I'm always bickering about this thing, because that allegiance is to our captors. We haven't learned how to make use and park that up and develop our own agenda. But we can talk about an agenda, but with no purpose. That's why it's so easy to humiliate us, and which is the biggest one, is to kill us, to ill-treat us, to kill us, and see what we do. And every so many years, they know which one of the roly ones have they penetrate their legal services or not. So by now, they know that we haven't got the true potential to penetrate the legal apparatus. And we haven't got it in economics. But we have, because we have money, and we do create wealth through playing amusement. But that's where we're servitudes. But through all of these things tickles our emotions and our fancies. Because when you're being denied, and then it seems that some pleasantry is being offered, one becomes pleasing. It's an emotional situation. Because we feel that the little trinklets, that we don't see it as trinklets, but someone like me and others will say that it's highly rewarding. And it's nothing. It's just based on excitement. And pleasure. And bearing in mind we have some knowledgeable and intelligent peoples within our lot. But they're also selfish and they're visionless. And as Mom would say, can't forget my mother. You can't teach a fool and you can't fool a fool. God done fool already. So, the definitive action or reaction that we need is like the man said the other day, it's imminent. Develop trust among ourselves and learn self-love. Develop trust among ourselves and learn self-love. You see, the love of self is the respect of self. To have that, one would definitely understand how to respect others. And once we build trust among ourselves and we understand how to appreciate and how to love, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that can prohibit us from accomplishing or achieving anything that we need to achieve, that we strive for. But you see, because of ideologies, philosophies, and social sciences, it's a hard thing to penetrate to us. It's hard, but it's relatively easy. But it's hard because those who say that they are followers of Christ, calling themselves Christians, those who say that that is their ultimate goal in salvation, should study it and see that in X hundreds of years, within that which has been where we were captured and turned into slaves in these foreign lands, that same thing was used, and the same people who orchestrate and teach that were the same people who raised us. Now, once we assess that and evaluate that properly, then it has no benefit for us. I mean, I don't understand how comes our elders haven't seen that, didn't work with that, but then I do, because they were the ones who taught us. And that's why when our researchers and our historians point out our Islamic identity and how many hundreds did retain their Islamic identity across this diaspora. Many of us refuse to acknowledge it, to look at it, not study it, see its truth, and it will resonate in our conscience, and it will definitely resonate in our spirit. But someone has said to us of late, charm them with spirituality, with no guidance of what that is. A lot of talk. But what is the root? What is the root? Or what is the base for the accomplishment of that spirituality? We're not Europeans. So you can't just tell a person that and expect them to sit down in one corner and deal with yin and yang, or become a monk, or do some yoga. All of them are very good. But it has nothing to do with our roots. Has nothing to do with our cultural modality or cultural connection. It doesn't. So many keep running away from the best of ourselves and continue to hold fast and tight to a Europeanology. And that's what's got us stuck. That's my take. It's got us stuck. And until we leave that man's thing alone, we ain't going anywhere anytime. Now, this is not about traveling, going anywhere. It's about being free. Not socially free. It's about being spiritually free, morally free, and culturally reconnected. Because if we don't have all that, we ain't got nothing. Nothing. We're just fooling ourselves. Take the pleasantries away from us, from ourselves. That which resonates in our stream. The ability to charm ourselves with harmony. That's communication. That's communicating. And then with that harmony, add some strings and some drums, some sound, and a creative sound to that harmony. We have some cultured connection. And it aids and supports us. No matter what sound it is, we can go home and integrate or add to and be part of and really integrate with our brothers and sisters at that level. Harmony. And maybe we who haven't seen or used certain what we would call instruments or tools would be highly appreciative, and they would know that we are their kin. Because we be in tune. That's the greatest fascination, and that's the greatest tool that the Almighty and our genes, our gene pool, have retained. But you see, the social understanding is what that man has been dealing with throughout the time that he's kept us among him. So we've got a barbaric lifestyle, which is his. It's barbaric because it's not ours. And we get in trouble with it. And he well knows it because he knows how to irritate us. He knows how to gentrify us. He hates seeing us together because he knows what that can do. He knows what that can do. And all that is doing is not being rebellious against them. That is supercharging our souls to now realize that we need to leave. Why are we not doing for self? Why are we the only people that don't do for self? But we continue to do for our oppressors. We play. We represent. Racism is rifle in this country and in America. Everywhere we are. But we represent them. To be an athlete, one really trains and apply themselves. And then to go and represent a country, a people that disrespect you and been disrespecting your family from time. It is proven by him that we don't have any real morals. He's removed it. Our consciousness is somewhat in orbit, is confused. So all them have to keep doing is touching those particular pulses that is beneficial to them, but it's calming to us. What am I trying to get at? I'm trying to tell you that the man knows how to put us to sit down and sit right down. Best way to explain it is just like the experiment with creating a maze and putting a mouse or a rat within the maze and watch and see how it tries to figure out how to get out. The first few seconds it moves. And then it clocks that this thing here really is humbugging. And after it gets to 2, maybe 3, no entry, it rests. And return to the beginning, where they left the first scent. But if we put a piece of cheese or something at the exit, that rodent, true to smell, would find its way immediately to that exit. And that's a rodent. Point is, we've been at no entry for generations. And we who have been educated or have educated ourselves to survive should be ashamed, because we haven't studied the art of life. All we've done is accomplish some financial security. Yeah, come on, man. To live, to actually live, to survive, to live, to actually live in England. Is for those who have journeyed through education, that's it. For those who have not, is slavery said way. Even those who have. Because it continues to be hand to mouth and hand to rent. That's why I'm telling you all that when the middle class sector has been firmly developed, we're going to be at loggerheads with ourselves. Because right now, the ones who makes money within the music industry do not bring the money or get the money to do anything within the areas them or to develop anything that they know, that we require. So it's like living a life as a hustler. It's like a pimp. Everybody in that thing I make some money. They may get some false glorification through the bright lights. Yes, and the camera. It's false. And the income, the capital that they make. They want to live a life of what they perceive to be a superstar. So here comes our brother now, Junior Byles. He make money, but the people them who are work him thing, and many of the other artists them are performers that get to know some of the companies them that was bought here in England. They make a money. Not a big money, you understand? Kind of the late 60s, early 70s, and them get a £500 as a down payment, which was the same $500 them could have get going into the studio after they didn't have no money to pay for studio time, didn't have any money to pay musicians, but me gave him $500. Now, they never tell nobody here the truth that they were a five-piece band that try figure out what sound to go with that which is the lyrics. And we have to pay the studio time plus the person who is recording all of this. And then to put it all together and mix it. But them come and tell white boy, say, you know the man, just give me $500. You never say, here what? All I had with some words. And the worst part about it is when I meet this man now, then write down the things that I were seeing or saying. So I was able to look at some of my thoughts. I was able to look at it. And then it's like just do something fantastic for me. I got studio time and there was a band and them create the sound that you're hearing that my voice is on. And that took a day. Never turn around and say, yeah, what? Me never spend nothing, you know. So this is what's happened to some of them, man, there. Because the people them who do that, them collect and continue to collect because them come and start learn a thing, even though they have not made anything significant either. But what little they did get after receiving back them 500 and maybe $1,000 because they pay for the engineering, them could have give the vocalist some money when the year come. But them say, out of sight, out of mind, them don't know anything. But them come over here and find out about PRS. Them find Richard Branson and others. And them see Top of the Pops and whoever else. And them get some little glamour. And many of them speak bad against me and other people. Don't tell the people them the truth of how things were running and the fact that them just eat bun. And them have an idea of making a tune and they don't know how the hell to start and they don't have no sound. There's no sound in them head. And they don't know no musicians. And they don't know how to arrange musicians. Furthermore, them can't walk in the studio because they don't know nothing about that either. Them just know it's a studio up the road and down the road and round the road and up downtown and around town and all kind of damn things. But they have no money either. Some of you think this thing a joke, but I'm not saying that the man's supposed to rob anybody, but hey, it's our people. So if that's how we did things which we did, trust was the key. Self-love was the thing. See, that fascination and wanting to do something and big up ourselves and get out of a condition, that was the thing that was fueling everything. Same thing happened in America with basketball. Everybody want to make a move and help the family come out of the poverty and the rat-ridden places them that the system put them in. And those who are try a thing is getting set back every time. Because the man don't want them in their school. And even if he get in their school, is he going to graduate you? Come on. Let's be real. So we gone into sports to try and come out of a thing, to raise yourself and upward profile. And it wasn't even about going uptown. It was just to raise the profile, raise the standard of living. To have a decent apartment, to have a home, to stop your mother from working so many hours and your father, and this type of thing. Serious. the experience is the same. So what have we learned from time? What we intend to do? Pain, misery, and suffering. And for a few dollars more. And for a few pence more. Over here, every so often the landlord raise the money and raise the rent. And then him change the subscription for the gas and the electric and the meter. So instead of a shilling, it's 2 shilling. For 2 shilling for the gas and 2 and 6 for the electricity, or the other way around. But him change it. Him change the rates, because there's meters, them change how much you have to put inside there, and them change the rent. So mommy and daddy hours them ain't gonna go up. There's no increase in at work. So now the food gets short, or clothes, something have to give. And the heating is paraffin. Things have to give. And then you have family back home that you want to send something to help them out of their poverty. And you can't do it. You can't do it. Because you can't make ends meet here. These lessons have not been really and truly being taught to even my generation. So we come up and think, say, well, yeah. And those who simulate believe that they have something going on. There's nothing going on. The difference here right now, and for many years, since the 70s, is that God Almighty withhold the snow and the climate just changed. Climate change. If the climate was still the same as in the 60s, coming up to 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, oh gosh, man. So we shouldn't say hallelujah to no reverend and no pastor. We should say praise be to God. Thanks be to God. To see the predicament that we're in. Because we're the ones that were suffering. Black people, African people. It's not our territory. You understand? So we were suffering seriously. The climate is not cohesive to us. And can't get the money to buy the right things. So, if you spin that wheel back, or take our minds back, and question our parents and our families, then you know that there are many things we should be doing, that we should have been doing, and we should do now, that we haven't been doing, because people trusted each other and shared with each other. So much I want people in a one space. I got a room But day after day, there was 5 of us seeking accommodation. So when I got this room, those other 4, I informed them, me get a room so that all of us will be in this room. By the time we get to the place, it's not a room, you know. It's the landing. But it's something. And them charge we £3 and 35 shillings. Yeah, you see, I dropped that 35 in you because 20 shillings is a pound, so it's not 35 shilling. At 25 shillings, still not a pound, still a pound and things. So it's not £3, you know, a £4 and 1 shilling. See? So when them other people that talk, them a talk foolishness. Because them time, 20 shilling is a damn pound. You understand? So it's 3 shilling. It's £3, 3.5 shilling. And come next week to Rati, that be £3 and 50. Which is what? 10 shilling. It's like 50p. I tell you. And them keep creep it up like that. And some of the wickedest ones, them, they would have see that there's 5 of us. Same one. 21 shillings from each one of us. You see? Yeah. Serious thing. And now we have a problem. And the problem is this. The toilet is outside and there's one bathroom that we're allowed to use. And it's 2 shilling to get this thing here hot, to get water. Some serious journeys, serious experiences that we've been through. But yet still no one is remembering and celebrating or standing up and saying, no more racism, enough of that. That should be done. And reparations should be paid up. Nah, but another people come and get all of that. Don't come from Palestine, but get still to go and take up somebody else's land and get big up. And if you say boom, them say racism. And courts and everybody is on your case. So I'm a child of the slave. And my life is racism. None of us have something that we call a happy life and a happy experience. Find that black person, that African person in Britain that have a happy life and a happy experience. None of us. None. What, no problems? Come on, seriously. You're talking about some theatrics. Oh, Charlie up there in Liverpool? Oh, the comedians? Come on, man. Another part of theatrics. Oh, my neighbor, love thy neighbor. No, theatrics again. It's a sad state. So who's actually representing or supporting us? No one but ourselves. So should we not lean on ourselves? You know what I mean? That tune, that lean on me when you're not strong. But that's the problem. We would do that for a while. And then we believe so that we get strong or get fit or we get £1,000. and then we're gone. That mentality. Was that the scribes and the Pharisees? But it's not a teaching of Christ. It's a teaching of Bar Jesus. Who's that Paul? It's all so confusing. And that justifies our lifestyle. Our morals, our etiquette, and our socialism. Our social collective behavior and mannerisms. Hence why we don't have no real business to take care of ourselves and to feed ourselves. And clinically, we have some brilliant doctors, fantastic nurses. We're not talking about how them look. Huh? And we don't put nothing in place for ourselves. And those ministers who allegedly supposed to represent us, none of them suggest these things. But every now and again you get someone that's barking about it, oh, this is happening, and we're back in agriculture and everything. But we not see that thing coming across here where we can clip the market, support ourselves, and make sure that our brothers and sisters and our islands are financially prudent. No. But them just do it to charm our emotions and make believe that they're on some kind of wavelength. And then when independence come, everybody go da 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 and so forth. Nonsense. Nonsense. Look like the general population didn't want someone like Morris Bishop. No one asked for the World Court to be investigating the murder of the Grenadian government led by Morris Bishop. Because they didn't leave nobody alive. Anything that stayed alive is who already jumped ship. But those who were as part of the administration were taken out, because once they leave anybody, they will continue the same trade. And the same nonsense is happening here again. And people are going around assassinate whoever they want. And we're so caught up with theological education, it would appear to us that because they have done it, it was legislated by God. Yes. It's not murder when them do it. It's some persons that the world can do without. And they know that that person is going to do such harm. So it's okay. And another country, oh no, we need to change that government, change that whole institution and everything. We love the population of this country, blah, 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 and so forth. Now you have your time of theatrics, Hollywood. Impeachment, imminent impeachment. Nothing's taking place. Gosh, man, if the man get another term, oh, God have mercy on this earth. They might ask a question. Since Thursday, did the banning of Muslims to the U.S. made any difference? I mean, how is the assessment? How do you assess that? How did you assess that? What difference? They didn't say about Europeans and everything, you know. They say Muslims. So when you deal with things like that, they're not talking about people of color. And their best friend is Saudi Arabians. So which Muslims they're talking about? From which part of the world are you speaking about? People them very, very shrewd. And all these little things make the mass majority of our people, especially ones in the diaspora, turn around and say, to hell with that Islam thing. Oh, gosh, man. We're not going to be free. Yeah, free to go up the road, free to be a jackass until we're dead. You know? Yeah. If that's freedom, I want my grave. No. Understand? 'Cause I had nothing to do with freedom. I grew up with my grandparents and I saw them trying to be happy. They weren't even trying to be happy. They were trying to make us happy. Yeah. And motivating us to be good human beings and to map a life out for ourselves through their guidance. So we won't be beholden to nobody. You understand? And that stays good with me. Learn well and don't let no one turn you into no fool. Serious words. And you get an assessment and evaluation time after time. The problem was when them split we up. Yeah, big problem. We have come to England, the mother country, and all that jackassness, you know. Waste our lives. Yeah. Another journey we have to go through. So time. Oh, we value that. But we need love, man. We need to love ourselves. And we need to share that. We're not talking about love of a woman and all this type of romantic thing and the sex thing. Now we talk about love, man. You understand? When nobody now look over the shoulder, nobody now second guess anybody, and we are do things together. So why may I go pastor? Because pastors already got a congregation, a big following in a building. Huh? But they might regulate them differently into the European sit-down Paul thing. See? Nah, I want a shepherd. I too would be in that same congregation as a Muslim, as an African man, with my family, contributing to our growth. Yes. You understand? Luciana.
Sweet like the grave, yeah. Love is, whoa, love is. When you say you love me, please express. Don't let it be a cliche with words I love to hear. Show me that you mean it straight from the heart, and not just word of mouth, but by your deeds and thoughts. Oh, love means never to leave me lonely. Oh, no. Love means never to make me worry. No, 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 oh no. Love is not jealous, nor contrite. Love is courteous, colorful and bright. Love is forgiven, and love is always upright. Love, love, love. Oh. Love is not bashful, nor vindictive. Love is not scornful, it's always positive. Love is never weary. Love is willing to give. Oh, 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 hey. Love means never to leave me lonely. Love means never to make me worry. Love is spiritual, faithful and kind. Reflection of the soul, expression of the mind. Love is patient, always encouraging, pure and beautiful, and love is so divine. Love means never to leave me lonely. Love, 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 love. Love means never to make me worry. Love, never to leave me lonely.
See, I chew that.
Know yourself. Know yourself. Oh yes, Mr. Richman, you are living so rich, boasting. You've got all the money, and Selassie, you don't remember him, the one who created I and I. You must keep praising him. You better be thankful unto the Most High, 'cause Jah is the Almighty, Almighty God. You say that Jah ain't no God, but Jah is the Almighty, Almighty God. Mr. Richman, you are living so rich, telling people you've got all the money, but the time will come, your money gonna fade away. Ooh, yes. Ooh, oh. Ooh, yes. Ooh, oh. You better be thankful unto the Most High, 'cause Jah is the Almighty, Almighty God. You say that Jah ain't no God, but Jah is the Almighty, Almighty God. Oh, Jah is the Almighty God. Oh, Jah, Jah. Ooh, yeah.
Guidance.
Shoop, shoop, shoop it a dub dub. Shoop, shoop, shoop it a dub dub. Every day I get up is the same to see the fuss and the fighting continually. I don't know where I would want to be.
Scene. Guidance. We're gone.
Shoop, shoop, shoop it a dub dub. Shoop, shoop, shoop it a dub dub. Every day I get up is the same to see the fuss and the fighting continually. I don't know where I would want to be, but down here is not a place for me because too much brutalized to my structure, and I'm afraid of the iniquity worker. Some of them think they can make the rain fall, but Jaja go and lick them with a lightning ball. Flash lightning and make the thunder roll, but Jaja have everything under control. Every day you get up is the same to see the fuss and the fighting continually. I don't know where I would want to be, but down here is not a place for me. I have to keep my eyes open. In this time anything can happen. For who you think is your friend can be your worst enemy. Come with them crosses and misery. Oh we whoa, shoop 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 it a dub dub. 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 Every day I get up is the same to see the fuss and the fighting continually. I don't know where I would want to be, but down here is not a place for me because too much brutalized to my structure, and I'm afraid of the iniquity worker. Some of them think they can make the rain fall, but Jaja go and lick them with a lightning ball. Flash lightning and make the thunder roll, but Jaja have everything under control. Every day you get up is the same to see the fuss and the fighting continually. I don't know where I would want to be, but down here is not a place for me. I have to keep my eyes open. In this time anything can happen. But who you think is your friend can be your worst enemy. Coming with them crosses and misery. So every day you get up is the same to see the fuss and the fighting continually. I don't know where I would want to be, but down here is not a place for me. Ooh-wee. Whoa.
Guidance.
Shoop 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 it a dub dub. Shoop 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 it a dub dub. Shoop 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 it a dub dub. Shoop 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 it a dub dub.
See, guidance. God willing, we're there Thursday. Guidance teacher, everyone. Yeah, man. Assalamu alaikum. So we stop. Yes.